Hey, soul survivors, feel free to join in at any time. We are talking about the future of society, also the future of relationships, all those kind of things. I see somebody's already here. I will put this on live chat so everybody can interact. And thank you for that thumbs up. I appreciate that. Hopefully, you guys had a good day today. Mine was fantastic. Did a little cleaning. um, took a walk today. That's really good for the healing. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Thumbs up and joining us. Hey, John, you said you had some information for me. Um, can't wait. Oh, did I get your email? Oh my goodness. Um, no, I didn't. I didn't. I was busy cleaning and chatting with my friend. Um, oh my goodness. From today, an email from today, Debbie. So my goodness, I didn't. I don't know if you did a soul, Cynthia at a Soul Survivor, um, or Gabrielle's costumes. but I'll have to look at it. I don't think I can do both at the same time. When I teach online, I can kind of look at other things. I don't want this to close us out. So I will definitely have to look at that, Debbie. I apologize for that. If it's something you can share here, feel free to share it here. If not, I will check it after chat. So, yeah, I need to check my email more often. Sorry about that. It's kind of finally get a day off. Been doing a lot of running around, cleaning out things. A soul survivor. Okay, I will have to check that. That's not on my phone, or I would do that right now. Um, Unless it's an emergency. So let me know. John says I walked too. It was beautiful out today. Yeah, about the AI chat girlfriend. I tried again and it was too funny. What a joke. They wanted me to send money to it. It's real life. Just kidding. Oh, really? Wow. That's very interesting. That's what I'm saying is they can catch you, and it's the same thing. That's what I was worried about because John, how long have you done that? If you can let me know how long you've been interacting with an artificial intelligence chat girlfriend, because you see that a lot with online dating type things where they want money. Did they give you a reason? That'd be interesting too. Tell me more, John. Mia, hello, hello. Look at that love. Thank you. Lots of love back to you. John is saying hi. And so, hola, we got some Spanish going on. Hi, Melissa. Good to see you. And let me turn my heat down really quick. So you guys can keep chatting away. My thing's right over here, luckily. I was cleaning without a sweater on and I didn't realize how hot it was. So it was convinced it was in love with me. Well, of course, John, you're so lovable. And that's the thing, they'll say exactly what you want to hear. And there's people out there who are so thirsty for that that they're gonna literally fall in love. Was seeing Jimmy, I always get Jimmy Fallon and what's the other one? The one I like. Which one do I like? The late night host. I think they both do late night. I don't know. Um, but he was talking to an artificial Jimmy late night. Gosh, I get them mixed up. I want to say it's Jimmy Fallon, but he was talking with an artificial intelligent thing. And this is what's scary. You can see it if you Google it, but they were having an interaction and the facial expressions were pretty good. It was a pretty advanced artificial intelligence one. Um, and she's asking, would you like me to tell you a joke? And just little things like that, keeping it playful. But she did rock, paper, scissors. She won on that one. So maybe type in Jimmy, whoever, rock, paper, scissors, but or artificial intelligence, but she won. Is that coincidence? Who knows? But she said something, see, this is why I want to overtake the world, or something to that extent. Maybe artificial intelligence, or I can't remember what she said, but, it's programmed saying something about taking over the world. Now, who knows? Maybe it was an act, but I think it was an actual artificial intelligent computer program thing. And that's not the first, that's like the second time I've seen it talking about overtaking the world. And that's something to think about. So I've done this over the years. You've tried it. Okay. How long has it been out? Debbie says, I explained about last night. I talked to my therapist. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to hear that, Debbie. And I'll respond to you. I will definitely respond to you. Remind me just right before you log off. I need to have my notepad. I have my notepad, but do I have a marker? Okay, cool. I can write that down, Debbie, to definitely check on that and respond to you. So I will definitely get back to you. Um, John says, tried different versions. That app tried to trick me into going further into it. She's toast. Were there any sexual innuendos? You don't have to tell me what, but there's probably a lot of uh, ego strokes, like you're so funny, things like that. John says, "Hey, it's Mia and Melissa," and Mia says it back. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Debbie says he said, "Y'all don't know what you are talking about." Well, that's the thing about psychology is, can you tell me what part? What part? Because I guarantee there's some stuff I know. Um, but like I said, I've been very open that I don't know what's out in the spiritual world. And I'm just trying to understand when I ask certain questions as to clarify. Sometimes words are hard to connect on. We all see certain word definitions from our interpretation, just like the word pretty. What is pretty? Does cute go along with pretty? Or some people have very definite separations on that. And what is pretty? So I was trying to understand where you were saying those voices were coming from. So that is one thing that I was looking at something about schizophrenia. I did a erotomania video today because it was about a guy, Gwen Stefani's ex-husband, Jim Morrison. I'm not sure if he's a junior or not, but he's, yeah, he doesn't seem quite right. You can definitely see it. But some people were talking about demons, and some people are like their inner spirit, kind of the things that we're struggling with, or is it something overtaking somebody? So it's kind of, and then I also I saw another video about some children that see certain things. Are we kind of able to see something out there? I can only give my interpretation, my experiences, and my education towards that, but doesn't mean that, I'm necessarily all knowing, John says, I haven't tried the skates yet. Too busy. The AI chat girlfriend didn't go that far. I did ask if I could kiss her and she started to get connected. Hard to explain. Uh oh. And did you want to kiss her? That's the thing. Will you be honest? Did you want to kiss her? Debbie says, saying I have mental health issues. He said that's not true. My whole life I have heard the same voice. It's a woman. It's very light. See, this is where it gets confusing for me because you said it was him. And that's where I get confused because you said it was his voice. And I asked if it was anybody else. So that's where I get confused because things aren't matching up. And sometimes, you know, you heard the narc. Okay. So, how many people have you heard? And I know sometimes we hear, grandma saying, "Make sure you clean and change your underwear." There's ways to say. I hear grandma's voice every morning saying, "Change your underwear," and it's just a memory of grandma saying it. You know, so that's where it gets tricky when you're trying to say something. Is it grandma's memory voice, or is it like she's coming from beyond and talking to you? So that's where it's really hard to express, especially through text. John says, I spent most of my day working on the water warp drive system, getting pretty far with this project, even found a foot bellows pump for short water bursts. How are you going to overcome seaweed and all those kind of things? Little fishies too. But that sounds like a neat little project that John's working on. And I guess John has a special video that he's going to post for this channel. So feel free to join in. We got quite a few people in here, and definitely tell me how your days are going. If there's anything you're still struggling with, some achievements that you've made, because the future of society, the future of relationships is really changing. I saw something about the past 30 years, uh, the education skills of kids have gone down, but I also see the pressures we're putting on our kids too. And we had COVID, all that kind of stuff, but it was over the last 30 years. And, I wonder with the behaviors, and behaviors have gone down, so education has gone down. It all goes hand in hand with, are you able to stay on track? Are you emotionally healthy? And also the differences in, how society is changing on, with the divorce rate and, people cohabitating, which means living together. Um, that makes two. I have never heard a man's voice in my life. I think with the narc, it's a cross between the narc and the demon. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, and that's the thing, I've had certain I told you about the Ouija board. I told you about, um, I don't know if it would be a shadow person, sleep, like I was paralyzed and I had this like, ooh, like I don't even want to think about it. And I was trying to even bring my brain to say, Jesus, come to me. And like, it was like fighting even my thoughts. It was the scariest thing. And then how I had the light in this room that had no windows in it, and it was like Venetian blinds. And as soon as I tried to focus, it was so bright. And as soon as I tried focusing my eyes, it disappeared. And it was, I told you guys before, it was an old, I had a dance studio, tanning salon, and gift shop. And above it, it used to be a doctor's office. And I changed it into an apartment that was also part of the Underground Railroad, with this creepiest basement that had an under the road escape. To go across to the bakery under the street and then up into the bakery. And I don't know what happened in that building, but it was a creepy place. I prayed every time I went up the stairs, and it had, I don't remember, probably about 22 steps going up in the dark, and there is no electricity out in the hallway. John says the engine is, and it's between two buildings. So, what was I thinking? John says the engine is pretty tall, holds 12 gallons of water. I've set it up to either trickle it out or force out by an air compressor or the foot pump. And I'll post that tribute to you after. You're so sweet. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, John's been super supportive. And I appreciate that donation. And I looked up your site today, John, and I saw my old birthday thing to me. So yeah, last July he gave me something. Here's the situation: my brother-in-law, who died in 2001, weeks before he died, I kept hearing her voice saying, "Make a memory." I was thinking, what? But after 3 weeks, he wanted to go outside, and that was in. It's probably, I know you get 200 characters. I hated that too when I was trying to ask questions to other YouTube people. Um, but thank you guys for those thumbs up. And my battery's running out. So, and that was in, curious what the rest is. Um, but there are things out there that, people have certain feelings. Where do these feelings come from? Uh, there's things I can't explain. But with the situations and the changes in uh, expectations, we're changing roles. John says the whole point is the engine will never run out of fuel. The water can be replaced. The tanks hold 4 gallons each, 12 total, and the force of gravity does the rest. The water shoots out of two outlets. That would be interesting. Just powered by gravity, and then what, you let out a certain amount and it uh, increases the pressure, something, the air pressure. Okay, that is cool. So next week is Mother's Day. I'm kind of trying to figure out about Mother's Day. I should go see her. I know that's Sunday. I was supposed to also go out of town, so we'll have to see about live chat next week. But I'm still going to be here for you guys, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on for next weekend. I got to double check on the dates. Maybe it's 2 weeks. Debbie says February 2001, and there was a wind chill of 65 below zero. Oh my goodness. He went, I could not stop him. When he left, the voice said he's not coming back. No, he died outside sitting on a snowbank. He froze. Wow. Yeah, with wind chill that severe, you can get frostbite almost instantaneously. I'm sorry for that. Wow. I know my uncle died in a plane crash, and my aunt just had this terrible feeling, did not want him to go. And um, she was scared to death, you know. And there was four people in a private plane, and they had two heavy men and two light men, and they switched where they were seated, plus with the golf clubs and things like that. That when they were going back, the balance was off, um, and that threw the gas off, and it made it go into a nosedive. But she just had this gut feeling, you know. So they and what they did is to lighten up. I think they bought golf clubs or something. So she they drained some of the gasoline, and that made it swish wash, and just wasn't good. So yeah, we are sorry for that. That's got to be hard, and it's sad when it's those kind of deaths too that could be prevented. Let me plug my phone in just in case I needed to look up things for you guys. Um, do you have any idea who the woman's voice is? Do you think it's like your internal voice? We all do. Many of us have that internal voice. John says the air compressor increases the water pressure by forcing the water to pump out faster. The foot pump is for short water bursts. Oh, okay. So, huh? That's interesting. Do they have anything like that out there already? Hmm. You just buy some hamsters, have hamsters run on a wheel, have it powered that way. And what is it? Our brains, is it 1 or 10 light bulbs that we can power? Um, just the power that goes on in our brains is amazing. Um, but so Debbie, has he given you any advice on some healing or on some things that you're going through? What he suggests? And that's the thing too, is we do need to kind of know what's going on with us. A lot of us have CPTSD, and there are different treatments for different types of trauma. So it is important if you go see a therapist that they're trauma informed and understand, um, because there's a lot of misdiagnoses out there. And Debbie says, when my husband died, that whole week felt off. I just don't know what it was. She said, spend more time with him. So I did. I had a restless sleep that night. He kept popping up in my dream. I'd like to hear the rest of that. I see you're continuing it. John says normal water thrust is like leaving your sink on or tub. Then you can stop anytime during the boat trip. That's amazing. So I see we got some more people joining in. Feel free to interact. I'm good about dealing with more than one conversation at a time. We'd love to hear what you're going through. Um, but with the depression rate, you know, uh, so many people are unhappy. So many people are traumatized, and um, the loneliness, what was it? 65% of Americans said that they were lonely. And a lot of us are just getting our dopamine hits from, you know, YouTube or TikTok or Facebook, kind of endless brain dead scrolling sometimes that we're not feeling fulfilled. Also, we're taking things personally if we get a like or a dislike. And the communication, we're not teaching people how to communicate the right way. And you see it in the school system, you see it with different generations. They have different expectations of what a good parent should be. So let's say the first generation is trying their best and some things don't go right, so that generation overcompensates, and that next generation. So uh, when we coddle, what is it? There's a good way they put it, like like a weak society leads to a hard, or a weak person leads to a hard life. And it's true. When we're weak emotionally, or if a relationship is lacking and weak, that it leads for a really difficult life. And um, then he kept coming to me saying, "Answer the phone, answer the phone." I knew what happened at that point. It was the nursing home telling me he had passed away. You hear stories about that. Yeah, you hear people seeing certain things, or I have heard about things like that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I know my ex, his father had died, and he was a state cop, and like got tipped, just nicked by a semi truck. Almost like he was on a traffic stop and the semi just grazed him. But he said he felt his father there at that time. And, you know, there's something out there, there probably is. John says, haven't given up on the magnetic drive system either. I think I've gotten an idea how that'll work too. Magnetic engine idea. Oh, magnetics. That could have something, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. And John's asking, "Hey, how's everybody's day going? Don't forget to get the thumbs up." Yeah, we got 3 at least so far. I wish it would show, it's not always accurate. It's so weird how this, platform works. But yeah, I appreciate every thumbs up, helps the channel grow. What helps the most is, comments and the thumbs up. That helps more than subscribers, as far as getting the channel out there for people. So if you guys have ever had something resonate with you, or you know, it it kind of keeps me going too. It's kind of nice to see the appreciation. Debbie says, I've heard that voice tell me, stay home, don't turn that way, watch the carpet. I should have listened then. On the way out, my foot slid under the carpet and broke my shoulder in 4 places plus my arm. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, I've heard voices which I attribute to mine, like, um, you know, uh, when I was pregnant, I got a little bitchy. I'm like, "Don't say it, don't say it. Stop!" Like, I just said it. So, yeah, I don't know. That's where, it's, how do you tell somebody they're right or wrong? You're not in their mind. Like, we don't know. um, yeah, because they were even saying on that one guy that Jim Morrison's is like, what if it is like what he's really hearing? Um, we'll never know. So, um, I'd like to, and I'm not saying this is you, Debbie, because we do have internal voices. So this is not about you, but understanding schizophrenia more. Like, uh, I'm not saying this is you, Deb, but where are these voices? Because you hear about Sybil. Some of those were male voices, some of them were French, and those are personalities. But yeah, you hear. I was reading several cases where they hear certain things telling people to do it. Um, and that brings me to another point is I had one of my viewers say that it got so bad, it felt like they were, oh, I wish I word, how did you word it? Um, Oh, Lily says, "Hi, I fell asleep during chat last night." Uh-oh, wasn't the company. I must have been so tired. Well, you're still there. Did you leave it running so I get credit for it? Yeah, just go to sleep, guys. We can have an overnight while I just fall asleep. So a little sleepover party. That's okay. Hopefully you're rejuvenated and a lot of energy. I know because you were kind of quiet yesterday. I was like, she didn't say very much. And Mia is here. Hello. She's saying hi to Lily. So good to have the group here. I love having you guys join me. Debbie says, I have a gift from God. I'm one of the chosen ones. And one day last week, I thanked him for making me that way. Now I understand about my abuse. The voice I hear could have been my guardian angel. Could be, you know. John says, I hope everyone likes the tribute to Cynthia. It's really for all of us. I'm titling it to all the soul survivors out there. I love it. Search that title, you'll find it. I'll post it right after the chat. Cool. And John says, "Hey to Lily, smooching on the girls again. Uh-oh, kissing computers and girls." John, John, John. We were just talking about John's AI interaction. Um, but it's what scares me is I wonder if it's a setup too, because they provide free content, and I just wonder, uh, oh, I don't know if it came through. Let's see. The last oh, I have a gift from God. I've heard that voice tell me. Those are the last 2 that I got from you. And then then he kept coming to me saying, "Answer the phone. Answer the phone." I knew what happened at that point, so I read those. Sorry, I'm losing my voice, guys. Yeah, when my husband died, that whole week felt off. So it might not be coming through. Sometimes, you know, there's some quirks with YouTube. It could be possibly internet connection. Um, it has like an upload speed or something like that. I contacted YouTube on that. I know, John, you were having a couple problems with some of the posts not showing up. I wish it was foolproof, but the one that says I'm a gift from I did read that one. I did read. I did. You can go back and re-listen to it. I promise I read it. Um, and that you thanked him for that. Where is it? Yeah, I did read it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's hard when I have a gift from God. I'm one of the chosen ones. I did read this one. And one day last week, I thanked him for making me that way. The voice I hear could be my guardian angel. So maybe there's a time lapse. Um, so I did read that. And, um, we all have our special talents. And so there are things, certain we all have different gifts, and some are created. We can create some of our own, and some are, I believe in a higher spirit, so I do believe in those kind of things. John says, "Yeah, even tonight I've lost text to you. It's definitely YouTube, not us." Yeah, I wish it wasn't like that. I don't know why it does that. I don't know if it's 2 messages coming at the same time and bounces people out. So thank you for verifying that, John, because it's nothing I'm doing. I'm pretty much reading every text that comes through from you guys because I want to address what I can. Sometimes I kinda see a bunch of hellos to everybody, and I kinda bring that down, but, um so as far as chat, the things that we're struggling with, how do we start to heal? And we have to realize, um, it the power that we have, because I was just saying how, one of the viewers had said that they felt like they were the outsiders were making them feel they had to kill themselves, that and we can't give outside forces that much power over us. So they did handle the situation and came out on top, but I've done it too. But certain word patterns that it's we say things in a certain way because we're still in a weakened state, and that's why. Which one did you really like, John? John says I really liked. Oh, all of them. Or which ones? You really like my recent videos. Good. I try to be informative. And Debbie says, but last night around 1:30, I heard the narc say, "Miss me." I thought, ha, no, I'm going to ignore it. I asked God to help, and it was gone. Well, that's good. Yeah. Yep. And that's why, whether it's within ourselves or within our God, that outside or strong internal, either way, helping us through it. We need something um, sometimes to get through it. And that is great. Yeah. John is saying, great job, Debbie. So, um, yeah, there's times we start really missing our person sometimes. How often do you think about your narcissist? And that's the thing with the trauma bond that we go through, the amount of time and energy that we spend in rumination, in thinking about them, or the guilt that we feel, or the wondering what if, can really take a toll on us and really become exhausting. And that's when it's hard to think the right way sometimes. So I see, but we do have ways to heal. There's certain things that we can do that when we gain our strength is through letting go, to where we change the direction of our thoughts. And in order to do that, the way that we use self talk is really going to make a difference. And John says, there's a great Doors song on my tribute. Cynthia fits the format of this video I made. Sends a message. I think you'll see. Ooh, I can't wait. I'm not imagining it. It's my gift, but that's when it's a curse. I don't think about him. We can go, he can go, he can go himself. Yeah, I get it. I know what you're saying. Um, yeah, there are people who say they're mediums, things like that. And sometimes it can be scary for them too, you know. Yeah, sometimes you think that it would be great to know certain things that are in the future, but that also takes on a lot of responsibility and confusion. And do I say something? Do I not? And John saying that's a good attitude. Lily says, isn't it just premonitions? Because I get premonitions sometimes. Um, it could be, but where are these premonitions coming from? You know, it could be a premonition. Are those internal, or are they from God? Uh, and that's where people's definitions on certain words. So sometimes it's just gut feelings. I haven't, like, you would have thought you would have heard from your mom, and you're like, and you can almost tell it's going to be a certain thing. It's like, why did I pick it would be that? Why did I pick she would have a toothache or something like that? Um, it's interesting how certain things can occur like that. Let me give you guys some fireplace. How's that? I'll give you guys some fireplace to look at. Uh, I don't know. I'm in the way. So, what kind of premonitions have you guys had? Premonitions can be kind of interesting. I've also had, yeah, certain thoughts on why am I feeling compelled to do certain things. So, is that something in the higher spirit? We're in tune with each other more than we know, that we do vibe off each other, even when things aren't necessarily even said. John says, sometimes I seem to know the outcome of my day in certain respects, gut feelings too. Yes, gut instincts. A lot of times our gut instincts are right. Just like when I'm teaching, a lot of times your first answer is the correct answer. When you start second guessing, it's interesting how often it's wrong to second guess things. Sometimes, you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to go with this other answer, and you got lucky. But, it kind of shows how our gut instincts, whether it's an answer on a test or what to do in life. Um, Leila says, I forgot the most recent one, but just daily activities. Yeah, it's interesting how that does. And so John says it happens with my projects. Hmm. It could, I guess. Yeah. And sometimes we gotta be careful, is it self-fulfilling? Sometimes, like, I've had certain outfits when I was a costume designer, "I'm gonna fuck this up." Yep, I did. Was it because I didn't have enough faith in myself, or I got too nervous? That's why, positive self-talk, then you can always say you tried the best that you could. And I'm still waiting on that, phone call about that psychology position. So I'm hoping that comes through. I should have gotten that yesterday. Now I'm starting to have certain gut instinct feelings on that. But So you guys looking for Dog Defender? Hey, good to have you here. Dog Defender, another one of my big cheerleaders, says somebody didn't give their thumbs up. Yep, got to be held accountable. Thank you. Lily says, or thank you, dog. Yeah, go ahead, give me that thumbs up. I definitely love that. Lily says, or like I think ahead of on something, and the outcome is what I had the gut feeling about. To teach psychology, it would be paying 20,000 more than what I make now. It's a high school teacher position, so that's my passion, and I would love to do that. So a little sitting on edge the last couple days, and that gut feelings matter. Remember that, Cynthia. I know it's um we'll give it another day or two. So it's just I should have known. But it does, I should have known on Fridays what I mean. Not I should have known about a gut instinct. So I'm just anxious. So we got to remember that too. And other people are busy, can't always get back to you by the end of the business day, but it's also a friend of mine who should notify me. So, yeah, I would be great with high school. I think so too. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, I like, I'm an art teacher now, and I like learning. I like education. I like mental stimulation, and it's really good being around the young kids, but a little bit deeper conversation is nice when you live alone, things like that. Have some deeper conversations than, "Oh, purple's your favorite color?" You know? So Jazz says, "I have to watch my phone's battery. It's low, and I'm keeping an eye on it. Oh my goodness. Plug it in and talk to us." There you go. Calibri is here with the beautiful tulips. Tiptoe through the tulips. Hello. Who was it? I'm trying to remember who sings Tiptoe Through the Tulips. There's something about his death. Can't remember what it was. But Calibri says, hello, good evening to everyone. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Calibri. And Lily says, hi, dog, me and Debbie. Dog says, the planets will align. Remember, the universe always has your back. That's true. If it's meant to be, it'll be. So I'm not stressing about it, but I'd like to plan for it. John says, hey to Calibri with lots of love. And Mia says, hello, K Flyer. I love it, K Flyer. You didn't call me Sunshine yet. Did you say hi, Sunshine? Dog says, hi, Calibri. Great to see you. Calibri says hi back to everybody, and so does Lily, or dog to Lily. Lily says, with the older kids, it will all be more rewarding and profound. I know, and I'm ready for that. I've done elementary. I used to teach criminal law at Grand Valley State, and it was nice having intellectual, deep conversations. And that's what I'm really craving. I have lots of friends, but you know, I'd like to have some deep conversations. So I have a few friends like that, two or three, but my dad's passed. He had real deep, and I love it when my family gets together though, because I have lawyers and doctors, and my uncle won the Nobel Prize, and heads of people in Ford Motor Company, like real intellectual stuff, even if it's not what you want to talk about. It's still interesting. Dog says the universe is always conspiring for our highest good. We have to let it. You're right. And, um, not getting in the way of it by pushing it through. Like right now, I could be blowing that phone up right now. Do I have the job? Do I have the job? Do I have the job? And then you lose it because you got too excited. You just gotta let it happen. Kalibi says, I've recently rejoined a larger men's group in town. Now I feel that I'm better equipped to deal with the narcs. Yeah, have a good supportive system. That's fantastic. Dog says, I admire your desire to work with high school kids and above. I love the smalls. Yeah, I know. Um, it'll be interesting. Depends on the high school. I just like people. Um, it's maybe just the cycle I need to be in right now, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Um, I love them all. I love them all, but it's a different energy shift, and I think I would like certain energy to go certain places, and a little more calm in the school system so it doesn't drain me. It's just a energy balance that I need. Mia says, "Good, John," and yours, hope good. And she hopes your day was good. John says my phone is plugged in, but I've been using it all day long. Mr. Chatty. Or were you watching YouTube? Were you watching me? I saw you checked out a couple of my videos. Lily says, "What's the post job posted, or was it through a connection? Oh, was it posted?" Uh, I have to go through the right channels. I have to go through the right channels, but I had inside information of I mentioned that there's a science teacher now. She has one section of science, and then the other four sections are psychology. She only wants to teach science. So my friend is trying to see if there are, to get five uh, psychology, and then allow that teacher to just have science. So I was supposed to find out on Friday, so I'm sitting on pins and needles. And, he's like, there's other positions available that I could get into, but I just really want to move across state, things like that. And I would have to still interview with the uh, principals, but I have a really good shot at it. So, you know, it only has to be posted for 10 days. So he'd probably keep the post up for 10 days. And that would be my competition, I guess. So Dog says, "Yay, Calibri, you will thrive. I'm hoping it's worth every minute." Yeah. And even just socially, maybe you can show the pictures from Wapaka. Um, and I'll have to see. Maybe I can. I'll tell you what, Debbie, we'll do it this way. If you don't mind, I will. You might have to remind me. I can, if it's okay with you, download those pictures and then upload it in chat. Or community in the community when I make those posts. I can do it that way. Maybe I'll use that. Does that sound okay to you? That way they can see the beautiful pictures, and that way I have pictures to use too. John's been making and watching videos. Yeah, John's been busy, says Dog. A busy bee. Bzz. And John, how many videos do you have up now? And I want you guys to guess, how many videos do you think I have so far? How many videos do you think Miss Cynthia has done in this last year? Dog says, "Good for you. Great to be busy. I've been going since 6 a.m. It is now 6:40, 12 and a half hours. First time I've sat down all day. Good for you, Dog Defender. How the little pups doing? How many do you have right now? How many dogs? Dog Defender is a rescue angel for dogs. John says, "I'm going off for a minute so I can post your tribute. I'll be right back. Remember the title, to all the soul survivors out there." Yay! Can't wait to see it. Dog says, "Thanks, John. I hope you are back quick." Yes, community tab. Um, oh, did you check? It's somewhere around there. I know it's over 1,000. No, it's at least 1.1 thousand. I don't even know. It's over 1,000. I was just proud of that of that, and so I just said I was okay with that. Just keep making them. But yeah, it might could be close to 1,300. I know it's at least 1,100. Oh, John, that was super quick. So, Lily, you get the check plus of the day. And it's a guess, but yeah, that's a really good guess. Dog says, dogs are doing really well, especially for a full moon. Oh, that's true. I haven't heard any howling. You guys hear any howling? Um, John, that was super quick. So, do I have anybody else in here who has a YouTube? I know John has a YouTube channel. I have like so many. I don't even know how many channels. 7? I don't know. This is my favorite one. I just keep coming back to this. Dog says, "Lily, good guesses. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I've seen them all." Yeah, you probably haven't. But John says, "No wolves here. It's going to take a few minutes to fully upload to YouTube." Um, yeah, Dixie is a German Shepherd Beagle mix, and she's not a howler at all. Dog says, "Last night one of my seniors started howling. Senior dogs. It was a crazy town. It was crazy town." Yeah. Um, I used to have a really good friend. I used to spend the night at her house all the time when we were kids, and her dog. That's why I never liked beagles because of her dog. That's just it was a weird howl too. Weird howl. Dixie almost never barks. She's just laying there. So It's interesting too how animals are so different, how we all have our own different personalities. And I've realized there's like a fine line with like relationships and the thing like it's interesting how women do certain things a lot of times and men have certain patterns. I wonder if that's like due to the expectations, like old school expectations and the shifts that we're having now in expectation. People don't even discuss it anymore. And expectations are being lowered. So we're all a little bit lost in relationships. You know, do we kiss? Do we do this? Do we do that? Do we move in? Do we not? Like it, there's no rules anymore. So we're just running around lost and coddled and um but it I don't know. I just see so many things going wrong. Dog says, John, she was talking about my dogs. Beagles are all about the nose. Huskies are super vocal. Okay, beagles are all about the nose. Okay. Um, John says my crazy neighbor downstairs once or twice actually barked at me. Are you serious? The police were shocked. Really? Yeah, and that's why they say, like, you know, if that person did, they might not have, but, it's like, yeah, the childlike things that come out. You love the wig? Yes. So you like Dixie with the wig? She was pretty good about it too. What'd you guys think about I got more wigs. I made Dixie some, dresses before, and she loved them until I put a wedding dress on her, and on the back it said, "Marry me," in glitter letters, and she tore that dress up. She did not want anything to do with that. So I think Dixie just is happy in her single life. Dog says, John, that is rich. I know my ex as a detective went on many calls where suspects would bark at them. Yeah. And we used to have a boxer. She always wore wigs. The cutest. Did she really? I love that. Uh, should I make hamster a little bra? Not till she's going through puberty. I wanted to do, this is so tacky, but I wanted to, because I made bathing suits and posing suits for, weightlifters, you know, bodybuilders, bodybuilders, I should say, and so I wanted to make Dixie a bikini with, like, a bunch of sections to cover her up. Cynthia, would you consider teaching sewing online? I have done that. I have done that. I've taught everything. You should see my Outschool. Check out Outschool. Um, yeah. I wish I could show you guys these things. I teach so many. Today I taught body language and tone of voice and the megalodon. Um, yeah. I could, yeah. It'd be easier if I had somebody helping me with angles and setup and editing and um yeah, I thought about even doing it on YouTube, but um I'll teach it to the kids. I'll do it that way. And dog says, "John, a tutu." Yeah, put a tutu on. Yeah, and there's so many things like dog, seriously, I teach psychology, I teach uh, criminal justice type classes for high school, health. I teach everything, dinosaurs and business. I had somebody reach out for me to teach that Etsy class. I used to have a very successful Etsy business, and this time I've never really turned down money, but I'm like, I'm not teaching that right now. But yeah, um, yeah, I sold worldwide. Uh, and I told you guys that before. And has anybody ever seen that video, Hardcore Pawn, where I got contacted on my Etsy site? They liked my costumes and wanted me to pawn my stuff on their TV show. So that's how I got discovered. John says, okay, I have just got the notification that my video is live. Very cool. Dog says, would you do it again or are there existing videos? Um, would I do it again? What do you mean? Do I want to do it more? There are some existing videos for which ones? We did hair scrunchies, infinity scarves. um, felt put together hamburger thing. Um, trying to remember what else. You saw it a while back? Yeah, it's on a different channel. And I'm not sure if it's public right now. Oh, I think I posted that one. I posted the hair scrunchie and infinity scarf. That one. Um, those hair scrunchies turn out perfect. Those are like the right hair scrunchies with the dimensions and everything. Yeah, it's just a quick little tutorial, but I think it's either on Wonder Warriors or one of my Cynthia Schiller ones, Shiller. I need to go through and edit. A lot of my videos say SCH, it's SH. Dog says, I just want to learn again. I have a 100-year-old machine. I just put a new motor in it. It's an industrial singer in a table. I got two industrial machines in my basement, like my grandma's. I want to start sewing again. The one you have, I have 2 well, you said industrial, you know, yeah, because I have an antique one with a fold out, tabletop, like one of those wood box ones, you know? So I have that, but yeah, I got 2 industrial table ones. One's just a straight stitch, the other is, zigzag or you can adjust it. Um so, yeah, that's where it gets tricky is threading the machine. We all have, like, different types and, um yeah, I know. I mean, if you need help, a lot of times too, it deals with tension and the type of needle that you use and the type of thread, and there's so many things that go into it. I dealt a lot with stretch fabric. My mom was more into the quilting, and I have, like, a dilemma right now what to do. I have so much fabric. I got rid of probably like 36 like large garbage bags worth of fabric and I still have and I'm not exaggerating. I had so much fabric because I lived in too many different places, kept ordering and stocking up and yeah. Um, hmm. What kind of things would you sew? What kind of things are you interested in sewing? And so Lily's asking what the video name is. Um, You can pull up YouTube on sewing. Yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers that do a great job of, sewing tutorials, like real good videos, but I can help you too. John says, "My tribute to her is titled To All the Soul Survivors Out There." So, yeah, you can even type, John Moran Soul Survivors, it'll pull me up if you do it that way too, but to all the soul survivors out there, can't wait to see it. Dog says, "There's a channel I love of a girl in Ireland who makes everything and sews. I love her stuff." Yeah, please send me her link. Uh, Dog says, "Is it black?" Yes, mine is a table that folds out. Nope, mine are white. Mine's kind of like the straight stitches, like a mostly eggshell color, and the other is white. One's a Juki, and the other is can't remember. Can't remember. You found little threaders. Threaders can be nice. It's amazing with the air-fed ones where you just shoots it through with air. I also have 2 embroidery machines, a serger, scan and cut. I don't even know. I have a what are they? A Cricut. I never got the Cricut to work right. Um, I can't go to classes because I'm immune compromised. Yeah, that makes it hard. I wish I could quilt. Yeah, I thought about doing that. I have enough fabric that I need to quilt. I got all the patterns, all that stuff too. My mom she had a 14 arm, long arm sewing machine, 14 foot. So she made some cool things. And a long arm sewing machine, what that does is it does little patterns. You can have a quilt and have it have like rocket ships and stars and planets, or you can have it say names or little hearts, and it's cool. Uh, Lily says, like, once a month, my BFF, who is a lot older than me, old neighbor, disses me in our usual everyday texting because she lives with her son and 5 grandkids. And then, see if I can carry that on. I have to wait for that to come through. Um, John says, teaser, you'll see the beach at the start of the video. Huh. Cool. Dog says, uh, bedding, dog clothes. Oh, yeah. I even have patterns for like horse type things. Where did it go? It just moved. Bedding, dog clothes, dog beds, toys, soft dolls for my nieces. Mine is jet black, shiny, and a singer. I don't know if huh. The table is jet black? That'd be pretty. Dog says there's another lady online I'm friends with. She quilts so beautifully. She sells and does giveaways. Yeah, I know my mom has made several hand quilts and then, machine quilts, and I have a cousin, it's actually my dad's cousin's wife, but man, she cranks out like 3 or 4 quilts a week. She is phenomenal. Like, I don't know how she does it, and they travel too, in a big RV, and she's still doing it. Like, she's the one who, her son passed away from COVID at age 30. So it's probably, delving into that. Sometimes we over delve into our, hobbies to deal with certain traumas we go through. Dog says there's another lady, sorry, Lily, since she doesn't answer me for hours, then kind of go goes gaslighting to me saying, "Where am I?" And when she wants to talk, I am expected to answer right back because she'll shift it to me. So weird, but infuriates me so. Yeah, there's a lot of double standards and you know, sometimes we expect people to get back to us right away. Um, yeah, it's yeah, that I can see that being upsetting. Um, that's the thing. I was thinking about that today too, with people getting back to each other. It's oh, I was busy, I was this. There comes a point in time though where it's like, were you really busy for 4 days that you couldn't just tell me you were busy? you know, because I know when you really care, like when I was having my miscarriage, I was 45 minutes from death and I was still texting. I was still texting the people I cared about. So certain traumas you can't, if you're in a coma or your arm's broken or whatever, but you know, I don't know, it's kind of like, yeah, I was texting you when I was dying and you can't text me for a week, you know, because because you just couldn't. You like John says, Mia loved the video. She just texted that to me. Awesome, John. You're getting those thumbs up. Dog says, I appreciate you posting that for me. That's like a special gift to me. I appreciate that. Dogs and the channel. Dog says, Lily, I had an older friend that did similar. It is really hard. Boundaries are necessary. It sucks. I'm so sorry you were dealing with that. I know it pushes buttons. Yeah, because we try to be a good friend. Um, we're made to be patient, but they're not. Big boxing event today, so I couldn't show up. Basil. Oh, that's okay. You're here now. You're here now. How did the boxing thing go? Who was boxing? Did you see any of my MMA uh, videos with? It's a podcast with Joel Chapman. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He was a boxer too. Basil says, "Oh, you like my smile. Well, good. You guys make me smile. So tune in and you'll see it every time I see you. So thank you, Basil." Lily says, "So she did it again today. I keep thinking she's a true friend, but then this happens like clockwork. I texted her earlier, call me when you can, and 4 hours later she says she has no privacy." Is she saying that you're bugging her? Oh, she has no privacy, so she can't have a personal call with you? Um, Well, then you can ask her, how are we going to handle this? Are we going to be able to talk as friends or not? Um, because I don't think you guys are talking about shady stuff. Uh, and maybe, talk between 4 and 6 o'clock if it's going to bug people because they're getting ready for bed or watching certain TV shows after dinner. That's hard. That is hard. And when that's your excuse. Now that the weather's nice, she should be able to go outside and talk to you or sit in her car. Or if she has a basement, I don't know, not everybody has basements. Cleve says, "What do you do with one-sided friendships? Mainly the other person is a taker." That's what society is coming to. It's terrible. I feel like I have no friends unless I reach out. Um, we have to realize that people that do invest in us and invest a little more in them. 'Cause, I've had some people, you know, where we don't focus our energy on the wrong people. That's an excellent, Kalibi. Thank you for that. I love it when you guys give me questions like that because I had one friend. She was like a new friend, and I planned on going to her place. I had knee surgery, and so it was my turn to go to her house. She came over, and we had lunch, and that was my turn to go over to her place. And I had expressed like, I know it's my turn. I promise next time I'll show up. And so she came over 2 times in a row, and then I went over there, and I've already made up 2 or 3 times going over there. That's a good friendship, like the give and take, and she was willing to compromise. It made sense, but she kinda set the expectations, like, "Our friendship's gonna be 50-50. You got it?" She said it nicely, and I was down for it because that is fair, you know? Um and that was kind of created in the beginning. She was like, "'Cause, I went last time or last 2 times," or something like that. So, um, sometimes we gotta speak up, like, "I can't wait to see you. This time it's your turn to come over. Why don't you bring, sandwiches and I'll bring this," or, you know, "Next time you wanna come over, let me know. I'll make you dinner." Just and leave it at that, you know, if they don't hit you up for that. That's hard, you know? Uh But when we keep reaching out, they take it for granted, just like whether it's a love interest or a friend, but it gets to a point sometimes too that, we start getting lonely, and it's like, well, I could call them, but then we're still, um, you can call them and say, "Hey, ball's in your court. Your turn to call. I can't wait to hear from you." And don't be like, "I can't stand it when you don't." But if you do it positive, like, "I've been thinking about you and how's your day going? So good to hear from you. And this time it's your turn. Ball's in your court. So I look forward to your call." Just keep it positive, and you know, it's a transition that we have to kind of manipulate, coerce. Um, and I don't mean that in like a shady way because you can say, you're being direct with them. They can choose not to uh, do it. And I bet a lot of us nice people out there, have a lot of one-sided friendships. My friend that I talk to a lot, kind of irritates me because I do kind of try to tell her, you know, uh, that I feel I have a lot of one-sided friendships. And she's like, "Yeah, well, I only text you because I know you're busy." And she knows my schedule. And uh, you know, it's like, "Okay, you're giving me excuses on why you're not calling me." You know? So, she has texted a little bit more because before she was like, "I just wait for you to call me." And it's like, it leaves us empty because we're putting out, and we don't see the same, and then it starts changing. There's either resentment or we feel an emptiness. So, you have to talk to him about it. You have to talk to him. "I really care about you." Um And if they care about you, they'll hear it. Dog says, "John, I can't find your channel. It keeps taking me to a basketball hall or celebrity page." Uh, Take care, Cynthia, and everyone else here tonight. Um, if you This will be a different way to get into it. If you type in John Moran Cynthia, you will see my birthday tribute he gave me, and that'll get you into his channel if you click on his name. Sounds kind of a weird way to get in there, but type in John Moran Cynthia, and then that should bring you into that. I know I've done that too, where I try, or Soul Survivor. Try that. That'll be better. John Moran Soul Survivor. Th- Let me try it too. Calibri, I'll tell you what, you've been coming up with some great questions. You had a good one yesterday too that I really appreciated. I take note of that stuff. So let's see if it pulls it up this way because I haven't seen it. Soul Survivor Family of Churches. Well, it pulled up mine. Oh, okay. So you're going to see the hamster one, which is the one I made, and it says, "Good luck on your journey." So if you're able to do that, or you can just type in John Moran To all the soul survivors out there. Oh, it's a 9-minute tribute. Oh my goodness, I'll have to watch that. I'm excited to see that. Ah, that's so sweet. Um, so thank you, John. I'll have to definitely it's got some beautiful scenery. So that is so sweet. So yeah, and that's what I see with society. Everybody putting up our boundaries, but there's no give and take. It's like do this way or you're out, which I get, but everybody's going to have the or you're out. So how do, how do we handle it? We, tell each other, let's invest in this friendship. Let's build it together. Can we talk every Friday? This Friday, I'll call you. Next Friday, you call me. And we have to discuss it. And it's just like a love relationship. You have to have good communication and keep it a positive energy. When you make it a negative energy, it brings down the relationship. You have to say it like, I appreciate this friendship and I can't, I want it to grow. Um, you know, it's hard. Uh, so dog is asking you to elaborate. Dog says, hi, Basil. John says, look up the title, type in to all the soul survivors out there. Dog Defender says, or text. I'm not sure what I missed. Dog. Uh, Lily says, right. No, or text. Are you talking about when they are crappy texters? Um, let me I'm missing the connection, dog. So please clarify that. Lily says, right, no privacy because the 5 grandkids can hear everything and the son, and she hates her narc daughter-in-law. And, you could say, I get it. I get it. You have no privacy, but, are we able to talk? You're my friend. I'd like to talk to you. How are we going to work around it? Because she's basically, unless she's willing to make some compromise, even just, Sunday I go grocery shopping. Um, I can call when I'm out grocery shopping, or I'll go get some Starbucks today. And on Thursdays, I can call you. Just good communication. Say, okay, but if I can't talk to you, what are we going to do with the friendship? Are we going to let it fizzle out because you know, just say, I'm missing you. I appreciate you. And how are we going to work around it? But sometimes people just want to deal with those excuses. And you can even do text friend, how's your day going and this and that. So it's hard, you know, it's hard. You can either revert to just being text friends or email friends, um, or work around it. And depends if she's willing to work around it. And depends on what you're willing to take too. Uh, you know, um, they're not her kids. So is she able to, have once a month coffee with you somewhere? I don't know where you guys live. And dog, Basil is giving you a thumbs up. And dog says maybe she should go outside. That's what I think. It's beautiful out. There's no excuses. She can go for a walk. Um, I don't know if she's disabled, but Debbie says a good friend of mine died. Oh, Deb, good friend of yours died yesterday. He was Tim Stone from from Frankie Valley and the Four Seasons. Such a loss. Huh. That's sad. I'm sorry that happened. Um, yeah, I know who Frankie Valley is in the Four Seasons. How old was he? Basil says to John Moran, missed you, bro. I don't know if, John, are you still here? John was getting ready to log off. Um, I know John just said that he posted, it's beautiful what I'm seeing. I don't have the sound on, but it's beautiful. And I'll have to look at that. It says, good luck on your journey. So, um, yeah, John is back, which is nice. I agree, Basil. Kalibi says, dog, this guy is only a taker. And we have to ask this too. I'm going to ask you something. Um, he's only a taker. And do you think that that's what you deserve? A friend, you know, no incentives for him to cook and invite me for dinner. His main excuse is He does not know how to cook. I also sense some controlling on him later. Is this a love interest or a friend? Um, yeah, we have to realize too, why do we want to have a friendship with somebody like that too? You know, uh, John says my phone power is at 3%. Cynthia, I have to go and give the phone a rest. Cutting it close on power. Have a good night, everybody. Good night, John. Thanks for coming. And I see the video. I have to. I thinking there might be some sound on it. I'm not sure, but it looks beautiful. So that's a nice long video too. Got some long content going on. Good for you, John. Lily, I says I can't help but get sarcastic, so I texted her 3 hours ago. Are you allowed to use your phone? She wrote back, I can use my phone, and I didn't reach out again. And isn't it funny how she can instantly respond now? So yeah, yeah, and, before it goes toxic or getting resentments, I think you guys should work it out. Like, "How are we gonna deal with this? When can we talk? Let's set it up and stick to it," you know? Um, yeah, that's yeah. Tell her, "I'm missing you. How are we gonna work this out? I would like to talk to you." John says, "Thanks, Basil." Kalibi says, "I gave him a ride on my new car, and he uttered such a short trip. I didn't say anything. I dropped him off after a drive. Hmm. He wanted to show off in your car." Um, well, in a way, that means he was enjoying it for some reason. So John is saying, sorry for your loss, Debbie. And she says, thanks. Yeah. And like I said, loving, supportive group here. Dog says, Kalibi, ask if he will have you over and you can teach him a fun meal. See if he will buy the food. Worth a try. I know some people are intimidated. I wouldn't cook for you. You are too good of a cook. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, it's like, oh, I'm making hot dogs today, boiled hot dogs. Um, and you just made me, some big fancy food I've never had. um, yeah, and even just see if they'll come over. Like, look, I wanna show you how I make this meal. It's kind of cool how I cut it this way or whatever. Dog says I eliminated all one-way friendships. Cancer changes us. We realize who and what matters. Yeah. And that's like the mortification things. Some people really change after a mortification, or you see life for how precious it is. And Lily says, yes, dog, it pushes buttons. So annoying. I've weeded out the people who want a one sided friendship. They talk at you all about them. There's so many one sided friendships. It's sad. Basil says, Cynthia, Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, Canelo. From Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico is fighting. Ah, ok I know that name sounds familiar. I wanna s is he bald? Or I could be thinking of somebody different. Is he bald? Kalibi says, also, this guy expects me to invite him for Thanksgiving dinner. I've been 2 years that he came over and sat and ate my food. He never treated me for any kind of meals after that. Yeah. You'll get that at Thanksgiving. People are lonely. They want, just some free good food. Maybe ask them to bring a side dish, you know. Say, yeah, everybody, I'm asking everybody this year to bring a side dish. And, you know, um, that's setting the expectations. It's not going to be a free meal. Um, or say, yeah, I mean, you can say, yeah, I'll give you Thanksgiving dinner and you can do Easter or whatever. But a lot of people don't follow through on that kind of stuff. But I would do something like that though. Ask them to bring, uh, and it's kind of like even if you're not gonna eat it at that time, maybe ask them to even bring over, you know, like cashews or something or pistachios for the table, whatever it is, just a little. token of effort. Dog says, Lily, is there a place where you can meet more like-minded women? And that's an excellent question. Dog says, okay, thanks, Cynthia. You're welcome. Lily says, yeah, I've wish this was easier to scroll. Yeah, I've had people like that, Calibri, some nerve. Dog says, Calibri, could it be he wasn't taught manners or just struggling with money? Some people are struggling with money. Um, a lot of people aren't taught manners. People don't send thank you cards anymore. Uh, they sometimes too might think that they're making, you know, your party better by being there. They feel they're being supportive by being there. So you have this great party with all these people. That's where the perception comes in. And Dog says, I just found it. Good. John says, thanks. You're welcome. Uh, you don't like Cynthia? Lily says, dog. No, she has back pain on every medication under the sun. So she really goes out for many appointments. Only goes out. Um, does she drive herself? Is she well, some people don't like talking on the phone while they're driving. And, don't be distracted. Um, yeah, that's hard. Kalibi says, I am aware that the guy has some anxiety issues and takes meds. Also, he has money and I feel like he is very selfish. That's where you can say, hey, ask him, you know, either meet in the middle somewhere. You can ask them, do you want to go to whatever park? I'll meet you there and go for a walk, or beach or whatever it is that's around there. Just meet halfway. And, with anxiety issues, is it social anxiety? And a lot of people are on medications. There's a lot of health issues, mental health issues. Uh, Dog says, John, it is in my queue to play next. Thank you. Oh, very cool. Uh, so you're welcome. I'm glad you found it. Lily says she is my best friend, like a sister, confidant, but I would never treat a friend like that. Yeah. And it's hard, we have to decide, is us missing our friend? Is it worth kind of, and that's okay, if that's, you know, we can't expect everybody to do things on our time as well, but we have to, express ourselves and come to some agreement, um, that's where it gets hard. Basil says, Cynthia, and yes, I've seen your interview with the fighter, but not all of it, just a small part. You reminded me to go watch the rest of it. Yeah, I think I did 3 with him, uh, Joel Chapman. So if you type in his name, you'll be able to see the 3 of them. It's a podcast and also videos. Joel Chapman. So there are 3 videos. And if you like him, let me know. He's willing to come back on the channel. He even popped in chat a couple times. Lily says, exactly. If there's a will, there's a way. Yep. And you guys sound like good friends, So do we nitpick technicalities when she's having health issues and just you're feeling what you're feeling because you miss her. And you can tell her that too. Like, I really appreciate our friendship and I miss you. How can we make this work? Kalibi says, oops, what is my, I wish scrolling was easier. Main reason, Calibri says, why I signed up to join a larger men's group. It'll give me some options friend wise. Yeah, I need to do something like that, uh, just for friends, some good friends. And is it a certain type of men's group? Uh, Sometimes too, if you get, like my mom goes to like a knitting group, so she has like-minded things to talk about. Dog says, Lily, sadly, not all people are made of the same stuff. It's sad. And that's where we get formed in childhood. What is polite? What is not polite? What is expected? All those kind of things. Yeah, dog, you're like me. Dog says, I sit in my car if I need privacy. My phone only works on speaker or headset, so I often have to accommodate my friend's desire for privacy. I keep headphones charged just for them. LOL. Yeah, that's what I do. Whether I'm at school and want to talk a private conversation, I'll take my break and go out in the car. Uh, just because it's not even that I'm being secretive, but just Like when my dad was dying, "Mom, how's dad doing?" I'm not being shady, it's just that's just my business, you know? Lily says, "Yes, and also not to disturb the other people, in the lunchroom or whatever." Lily says, "Yes, I wish I can find a friend exactly like me who knows how to be true. Oh, well." You're giving up. You can't say, "Oh, well." Don't give up on yourself. You're worth that true friend. And, Lily, we're true friends. We're true friends. Debbie says, "I think Tim was 64. He had a bad heart. He bought a house in Costa Rica last year. He wanted me to come hang out. He lives in Tennessee." Uh, that's sad. There's a lot of heart issues going on. I've seen a lot of people pass away from that. Dog says, "Good night to John." Kalibi says, "For me, he's a friend, but I think he thinks or expects more than a friendship. I was clear with him that I am not ready for any kind of romance with anyone. Um, it might be too difficult for him to hang out with you too, you know? Uh, it might make him sad because he wants more. So that might be part of it. So that's where you discuss it, you know? Uh, just say, "Are you comfortable hanging out as friends?" So, Kalibi, if you weren't so sexy, wouldn't have so many problems. But that does get hard for some people, and some people, it hurts too much. Dogs, even if you're kind, even if you feel like you're doing nothing wrong, it's just something they were hoping too much, so it bothers them. Dog says, "Lily, they are out there, worth the wait when you come across the best of best souls." Lily says, "I'm not a glutton, so I don't keep trying her, but then she'll text me, 'Where have you been? What are you doing?' Maddening." She's 72, I'm 48. Um, doesn't matter, but yeah. And I wonder too, some of it too, being older, we feel like we're bugging the young people. So we want the young people to reach out to us sometimes. You'll see that like my grandma was like that. Like I wish they would have called me when they were missing me, but they were hoping that I would call them. And looking back, I wish I called out to them more. My grandfather and I reached out a lot too, but I wish I ugh, feel like crying about my first grandma that died. I should have reached out more than I did because I'm kind of living her life right now and it's sad. Her husband passed away, so there's a lot of differences, but just, you just wish people would reach out sometimes um and I wonder if that's something with that age, you know. Uh where have you been though? Like I she grandma never did that. She did say I wish my grandkids would reach out more and I should have picked up on that and followed through. Even though I did reach out here and there. Oh my goodness. Dog says I grew up with Alexis Argue Arguellos. Argue yeah, Arguellos. Two brothers or cousins, Carlos and Andrew. I'm just trying to think like if it was Spanish, it's not a double L. Arguellos. Yeah, I think it's the L. That's cool though. All these people we grow up with sometimes. That's kind of neat. Andre. Okay, Andre. Arguello. Um, So Lily says, "I have a sister like that. I've had her family over for meals, 3 kids when they were younger and in town, and sisters being nothing. Even ex-narc and my mom were like, 'Why am I doing that?'" Aw, yeah. 'Cause we like hanging out with them. But we're kind of forming that kind of friendship, that we can make adjustments, but sometimes people, they can't afford certain things, and you kinda accept that that's the trajectory it's going down, and then it's hard to get it the other way. Dog says, "All my male friends growing up went to Chuck Norris karate. I watched from the beginning days all the way through their black belts. I don't like watching the fighting. Sparring can be similar to boxing." Yeah, the fighting part I don't like either. The hype I like, but I don't like, man, they're ruthless sometimes. Lila says, "Yes, she drives herself and shouldn't." Oh, she's one of those. Okay, definitely no distractions for her. Yeah. Canelo. He's a ginger. Okay, I don't know him. Canelo. Used to get bullied for looking different. I can't picture him. I don't know if I've ever seen him. Huh. Interesting. And that's the thing, people do bully each other. Oh, somebody gave me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for that. Just because you look different, you know. And what's crazy is red hair, like 2% of the world. That's all that has red hair. And, that should make you extra special, Some of that red hair is gorgeous. But I know, like, it was odd, seeing there were 2 kids with red hair. One looked like, and this isn't meant to be mean, she was adorable. She had a cute little round face and her hair was super, straight, bone straight, extra bone straight, uh, looked like strawberry shortcake. And if you remember that doll from the past, and that's not an insult, she was cute. And then another boy just had really red hair. There's a kid I teach right now that looks stunning. He's got gorgeous red hair. But I remember they got some shit for it, and it was sad because they were both good looking kids. Bessel says known as the face of boxing and the wealthiest active boxer. Oh my goodness, why don't I know who he is? I've seen some boxing. I don't remember. Huh. Basil says, no, no sorry. Kalibi says, I guess I was expecting too much of people. I am just thankful that I had the talent to cook better food. I really shouldn't expect him to cook dinner. He seems to be a good guy overall. Just tight. Yeah. And that, I get a little like that too. It's like, oh, I don't mind cooking for people, but like people who are really good cooks, it's like, oh man, I don't know what to make you, you know? Like, I'm just a basic cook, and some people are gourmet cooks. I can turn it up, turn up the notch, but then I gotta buy every spice under the sun and, what I was gonna pay 50 bucks for just to get the spices turns out to be a $150 meal, something like that. Lily says one time she drove to Corner Michael's store, and in left turn lane, I looked at her and she fell asleep. Oh, then the last time I drove with her, of course, she denied it. Yeah, people deny things they're embarrassed about. Another thumbs up. Thanks. Yay. Feel free to join in, guys. Kalibi says it was an older gay men's group who are into social gatherings, sports, theater, hiking, etc. Yeah, that's a place you can be comfortable and have the same kind of um, gatherings and stuff. And you're welcome, Lily. Mwah. Dog says I grew up with the parents that taught me all the. Ooh, man. Am I running behind? Oh, no, I'm not. Hold on. I'll catch up, guys. It seems like I'm running behind. I grew up with parents that taught me all the manners, and they were expected. It stayed with me. Many parents, much longer than mine, didn't teach their kids because they didn't know how to. Some don't know better. Um, yeah, that's the thing. Like, we're not teaching our kids manners. Debbie says, Leah, I'm always here to listen. And if you need a true friend, then that's me. Yeah, Debbie's a good friend. Doug says, Lily, medications can really interfere with people's personalities. That is true. Um, Especially they're going through like adjustments to get the right medications too, as well. Um, Whether it's also their quality of sleep, brain function, irritability. So Lily says, I was raised by a single mom that taught good morals and manners too, and to respect your elders. Yes. Yes, now that I'm getting older, respect us elders. Lily says, yes, she's a prescription drug addict. Sorry to say, Percocet, Ativan, sleeping pills, you name it. So she's struggling. That's hard, and it'll affect you. Dog Defender says, are our G-way low? I don't know what that means. Now it bebopped again. I think I don't know what that means, dog. Oh, I don't know. Lily says I meant sisters brings nothing or doesn't even ask. A doctor just for status, not love. A lot of that going on too. Dog says, Kalibi, many people are struggling with money right now. It's true. S Lily, see, sister has narc traits like the entitlement and self-righteous, and you love the red hair. Yeah, there's some that's gorgeous. Um, some of it's really thick too. I can't believe how thick some redheadeds have. Kalibi says you'll be surprised with those rich-looking people. They might have a happy facade, but behind closed doors, narcs galore, abuse galore. So think about the rich ones. That's true. Dog says, Lily, she may have never been taught or just doesn't care. That is rude. If I were in that position, I would say it is potluck. We are doing by alphabetical order their name and what to bring. Oh my. Yeah, Dog Defender, she's a take charger. I can see you doing that too. We do it. My family recently has said, what do you want to bring? And that gives a person the option too. Like I only have money for a side dish of carrots. It's still a good side dish. Um, you can say, could you bring a gluten-free dessert? Little things like that. You can kind of guide it sometimes too. Or what's your forte? What do you want to bring? Um, but yeah, Lily says exactly, Calibri. That's my sister. Can't be close with her, unfortunately, because of how she is, and it's sad. Yeah. Dog says I have always known very generous people except one. Hey, I'm generous. Calibri says we have a couple here who I suspect are narcs. They're often fighting with each other. I could sense that they had a good fight when I see them. Ooh. Uh-oh. Lila says thanks, Debbie, and hello, welcome back. Debbie says, Lily says, two older sisters I have that are so unlike me. It's astonishing. It's weird. You can grow up in the same house and be completely different. Dog says, my longest friendship of 40 years, 40 plus years, is being tested due to her issues with selfishness and money. She used to be very tight, but now she is swimming in cash and even more stingy than before. That's normal. You go from, it's a reaction to the trauma of being poor. She's a hoarder, just like people who um, were deprived food often will overeat later on in life. All those kind of things like that. Um, yeah, that can cause her to hold on to it or to feel that she's going to be used. Um, it's sad. Yep. And do we know? Does she have like? Yeah, she probably has a decent allowance. Dog says, Lily, was your mom different with them than with you? Good question. That'll tell you a lot. Debbie says, I can't be close to my sisters either. They are nut jobs. I got pretty lucky with my sisters, and I'm closer to one than the other, but um, not as close as I should be. I need to reach out to my sisters more. And that's sad. We grow up with people. Dog says, I just learned redheads have more hair per square inch than the rest of us. Um, was it blondes have the most? I think blondes had the most. And interesting, yes, they do need more anesthesia. Is it the redheads that have more hair? I Who has more hair, redheads or blondes? Hair strands is what I wanted to say. Blondes have more hairs on the head and more hairs per square inch than other color groups. There are some blondes who have fewer. Uh, Interesting facts about redheads. It says lucky redheaded women have more sex. Uh, Red hair is thicker than other colors. Less than 2% of the world's population has red hair. Um, so I think the blondes had the most. Your husband has red hair. I can't stand wealthy people that are stingy, says Lily. Um, your husband had red hair. Very, very. Was he Irish? See a lot of Irish people with redhead. And what is it? It's from what I was taught is it's like a black mutation with a blonde, black hair with blonde, and it causes red somehow. I don't know. That's what I learned. Um, What if you're born with just one giant hair stem on your head? Then you're a unicorn. We're looking for that unicorn, that true love. So, yeah, that's what it is. That's our true love. Could you imagine this big old chunk? Have you guys ever seen when I did my little Cindy Lou Who hair? I don't know if I did a video with my Cindy. I think I did. Did I do a Cindy Lou Who hair for you guys? I walked around school with that. I was like 8 feet tall because I'm 6'1", and then my hair on top of my head. I had to like duck under doorways. Um, oh yes. Wait. Okay, I'll scroll up, guys. And they do need more anesthesia. I read that too. It is bizarre. Um, how does that change, just because of their hair color? There's certain little mutations that make such a difference. And Lily says, "Oh, yes, she was. I got the the brunt. My mom was a piece of work, narc traits too, but empathetic." That's where it gets confusing, yeah. That's that narc cycle, we don't know which to believe, and I'm grateful to be raised by her even if she was nuts at times, but always good morals. Yeah, and there's times too. Was it stressful on mom growing up? Mom have a hard time? Because sometimes that's, like, trauma-based, she's trying her best job, but people get tired too. So, Lily, I agree with that, with the stingy people, and yeah, and, a lot of people too that have money get used for the money too, and it can be hard. Dog says, "Oh, Lily, I'm so sorry to hear the brunt went to you. That sucks. I'm the scapegoat, so I definitely know how that feels. I'm glad you have made peace and appreciate your mom for what she did right." And that's the thing, when people try to love us the best they can, um, that's where it gets uh, worrisome for me, where everybody's like in this fuck you mode that we all are struggling, there are certain things that are deal breakers, but when we all have narcissistic traits, and now with mental illness on the rise, we all are becoming more narcissistic, which means focusing on ourselves. And that could just be, I need more rest today. I need to go for a walk today. I need a break. Um, to deal with our mental state of mind, all the pressures that we have. Now that women are more in the workplace, you know, uh, there's different stressors too that there weren't in the past. Kalibi says, "What if?" I love it. I had to read it again. Lily says, "I was crazy about a boyfriend, red hair and blue eyes years ago. He had mommy issues." Oh, I bet, because mom probably were they, he was clingy to mommy, because I bet either, yeah, I bet mom either defended him like crazy or she got a lot of compliments on, "Oh, your son, oh my gosh, look at that red hair." And I think I did a video mentioning it too. You hear about the feisty, fiery redhead. Now, fiery, you can think deals with the color, but you hear too that they're more aggressive sometimes. And um, I wonder if that is like a trauma base from being teased, things like that, coping mechanism. I don't think anything in them, as far as, if we put everybody in a bubble, I don't think there's something genetic that makes them more aggressive. But that's just my theory on it. Because I know some really tender-hearted redheads too. But stereotypes a lot of times have a little bit of truth to them. So are they more aggressive or outspoken? Um, you know? Is it because they either got more attention, whether it was good or bad? Just something to think about. Dog says, "Oh, Lily, I'm so sorry." Yes. Interesting on the mommy issues. Dog says, "My birth mom, red hair and blue eyes." A lot of red and blue. My sister is blonde, green-eyed. My brothers have blue eyes too. One blonde, one dirty blonde. I have dark hair and dark eyes. Oh, that explains it. Uh-oh. That can happen though. That can definitely happen. You can like if there's any like African American in you or something like that, it can be generations down the road and it's like, "What? I have a black baby?" Little things like that can happen. Um, but they say all people with blue eyes are related. So if you guys have blue eyes, you guys are related to me somehow. We can all be traced back to the same lineage, I guess. Lily says, yes, dog, thanks. Never compared or never jealous of sisters, but they're toxic. So I keep my distance. And it flip flopped again. Even just a simple conversation with them, I watch what I say because they're judgment and condescending. And that's when we start walking on eggshells, and that's going to keep that out of balance. Uh, Um, but we get sick of dealing with the judgment and stuff. So that's a toxic relationship, you know. That's hard. Lily says, sister is the kind to always put in her 2 cents, and it's exhausting to talk to her. Yeah, and sometimes do we say something? Do we let her be her? Because, you know, she's yeah. Dog says, my sister is a train wreck due to head trauma and bad life choices. I've had to distance too. It is much more sane. We have to choose our new family. Our family of origin doesn't always cut it. We also have to remember too, that was years upon years, decades of living close together. And, you know, did we make it through the struggles or did the struggles affect us? So it's sad. A lot of families are falling apart now. Kalibi says, I do agree. We have elements of being narcissistic as long as we know how to regulate our feelings and reflect on our actions and how we affect the people around us. Yeah, and it's good if we reflect on our actions before we make those actions. And Dog says, oh, Lily, that is difficult. I agree. Um, Lily says the red haired guy's mom sent sibling to go get him in the red wagon when he got hurt instead of her going, come on, grown man. I was still crazy about him. Aw. That's hard. Dog says, Calibri, it is said it takes a lot of patience to sort through the personalities and the season they are in when interacting. At the end of the day, I try to remember we are all here to learn about love. And on that note, I'm going to sign off. But I look forward to seeing you guys again. But yeah, we all go through different seasons. So funny. So funny. Doug says to Lily, and come on, grown man. So, lots of love to you guys. Let me know on some topics you guys would still like to cover, and only like 3 or 4 more weeks. And Debbie says good night to everybody, and go check out John's video and give him a little thumbs up too. Thanks so much for all the love and support, and feel free to communicate with me. And Debbie, I will look at your email as well. Dog says, Cynthia, sending you all the love, peace, and positive energy. Not too much energy because I'm going to bed. How about you can give me that energy in the morning? Back at ya. Thank you. I could use that. Lily saying bye to all. Cleve says, dog, as long as we are aware that we learn from each other and we have imperfections. That's very, very important. And Dog Defender sending us a beautiful dove and good night to our group. Love you guys. See you soon.